Have you ever wondered what happens after we die? Some people claim they know, because they say they've been to hell and returned to tell the story. They describe fire, endless screams, shadows that feel alive. A few even claim they saw celebrities there, suffering for eternity. Are these true glimpses of the afterlife, or something else? Tonight, we investigate. Welcome to G-Files. The internet is full of dramatic testimonies. One of the most talked about comes from Bill Weiss, the man behind the book 23 Minutes in Hell. He says he left his body and entered a terrifying realm of fire, demons, and despair before God rescued him. There are also viral videos on YouTube. One woman claims she saw Michael Jackson and Bob Marley in hell, screaming in agony. Another swears she encountered the rapper Biggie Smalls in a dark prison of torment. Social media posts spread these visions quickly, making them feel like secret evidence of an afterlife. But it's important to remember these are personal claims. They're powerful, but not verified. Other testimonies sound just as intense. A man from Myanmar, whose story appears on the website Gospel of the Descent of the Kingdom, said he was pronounced dead and then found himself on a smoke-filled path surrounded by terrifying creatures. Tamara LaRue, founder of Soul Choice Ministries in the United States, tells how as a suicidal teenager, she experienced unbearable suffering and separation from God before being pulled back to life. Her story is widely shared to warn people against hopelessness and to call them to faith. These accounts are emotionally gripping, but what does science say? Doctors study what are called near-death experiences, or NDEs, episodes when a person's heart or brain function stops and then returns. People often describe tunnels, lights, or floating above their bodies. In medical literature, like an article on the U.S. National Library of Medicine's website, some patients reported dark or frightening NDEs, falling, hearing screams, or entering voids. One famous case is Pam Reynolds, who underwent a rare brain surgery. Her body was cooled, her heartbeat and brainwaves flatlined. Yet she later described watching her surgery and moving toward light. Some saw this as proof of consciousness beyond death. Others say her brain may still have been active at a deep level. So far, neuroscience explains these visions as products of a struggling brain, oxygen loss, and powerful chemicals, not evidence of a physical hell. Since science gives no solid proof of a fiery place of torment, many turn to the Bible to see what it really says about hell. In its original languages, the common word translated as hell is Sheol in Hebrew or Hades in Greek, meaning the grave or the realm of the dead, not a burning torture chamber. Jesus used the word Gehenna, taken from a valley outside ancient Jerusalem where garbage and animal carcasses burned. It was a picture of final destruction, not eternal torment. Revelation 20:14 says, "Death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. This is the second death." The book explains that the lake of fire represents the ultimate end, total destruction, not ongoing life in pain. Romans 6:23 says, "The wages of sin is death," and Ezekiel 18:4 states, "The soul who sins shall die." These verses describe finality, not endless torture. This biblical view is very different from the medieval paintings and popular images of demons and flames. Instead of eternal agony, the Bible's emphasis is on God bringing complete justice and wiping out evil forever. So, after hearing the stories, checking what science says, and reading the Bible carefully, here's what we know. People have moving, even frightening, personal experiences. But there is no scientific confirmation of a literal place of fire and endless suffering. The Bible's original words point more to destruction and death than to eternal burning. What remains are deeply personal visions, shaped by belief and culture. As your investigator, I think the picture of hell as a place of endless fire and pain mostly comes from human imagination and old fears, not from what the Bible or science really say. But these stories still teach us something. Life can end any time. What we choose to do is important, and it's good to keep hope. But the final verdict isn't mine. It's yours. Is hell fact or fiction? You decide. If you've come across other near-death stories or want us to examine more claims, share them in the comments. Stay curious, keep asking questions, and keep investigating other mysteries with us here on G-Files.